everyone, it's Angela again today. Time for a little Sunday video, so here we are. I hope that you guys are all doing really well and ready to do a little bit of unwinding and crafting along with me today. So I'm going to do, very excited, I've got a nice center spread to share with you today, which I'm going to put onto the first signature, which we pretty much finished with this first signature, and it's across these 2 pages over here. All right, so let's get started. What will you need? So I have got 2 envelopes. I have trimmed this one down to the size I want. This one is 7 inches in length by 4.25 inches across, or that equates to 17.5 centimeters or 11 centimeters that way. I have drawn a line at the halfway mark, which is 3.5 inches or 5.5 centimeters. I am going to stitch across that. Okay, so that's the first one. I've trimmed it down. You can do the same. I'm going to trim a little slither off the side as well. So we will be doing that. Okay, the second one was a mailer. It was like this. I have cut it in 2. The mailer is original size. It was, I think it was 8.75 that way and 4.25 inches this way. I have cut this one to up to the 4.5 inches mark, or 11.5 centimeters, and it is the 4.25 across. This one is just ever so slightly smaller. I just wanted to get it over the window there. This one is 4.25 in both directions. All right, again, you know, you can trim what you have. Use those mailers that you've got in the post. All right, so we're going to use those with some papers and other bits, and we're going to do both of these pages today. So I'm very excited about that. Right, I'm going to just move this a little bit out of the way. Right, so let's have a look at what we're going to do. I want to cover these mailers, so we'll start with that, I think. We've got these 2, as I said, they were like this. I want to have the flap of the smaller one on that side, and I want to have the flap of the one with the window on the left. All right, so you've got one on the left, one on the right. So that's the upright position. That way you've got your pockets at the top there like that. Okay, then with this one, we're going to have the flap on the right hand side here. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Let's start with doing these quickly. We're going to start with this one, so let's put that one there. I have to put everything in little bundles so I can stay organized. Right, I've taken one of my mini pages. It's the one with the little cookies, and this is going to just fit over the top like that. So I've cut it to size, inked it, and got it all ready so I don't waste time. So that's what we're going to put on there. It's short and sweet really with that one. No worries at all. This is one of my favorite little projects to do for this journal so far. So I hope you're going to have lots of fun following along with me. And you know, I just can't help using the envelopes. I just find them so versatile. You know, so many things. I could do 100 envelopes, I think. You know, there's just so many ways to utilize them. Okay, so there's our first little bit. Let's just make sure I've got that. Yeah, was that right? Yeah, this is at the top. Oh my gosh, I've got a bit of a fright there, and the pockets there. Right, so we've got that one done. Right, now I'm going to put the back on, and what I've done is I've taken the same paper as I have for the centerfold. It's gorgeous to write on, and because we're doing vintage and this is a vintage image, I just love that. I've just stuck a little snowflake from my Sizzix snowflakes. This is in the pink polka dot background paper, so I'll just put that there. And I'm going to stick that somehow. Was it like this? I think it was. All right, so we're going to stick that down. All right, you've got lovely space to write there. Let's just think it's like this. So actually, when we flap it open, it's going to be like that. So I think it was like this. Yes, okay, right. So I'm just going to put this on here, and you can see I've used a reprint when I've run out of ink, which happens a lot with me. I'm sure you guys can relate. And I refuse to waste the paper because it's good paper. So anything where I know I'm going to be sticking things down, I save all those bits and I reuse them. because I'm not wasting. Right, gosh, talking too much. I just want to take some of that glue off the flat bit there. There we go. So I've just moved it away from that section there, and we can now get that down a little bit lower. That's the spot. Okay, there we go. So there's that envelope done. How quick was that? Ready to go. Right, we'll put that one to the side. Now we'll do this one. This one's got its flap on the left-hand side like that. And again, I've got a couple of bits. So I have cut out with my freebie page. These are from the garden greens and those the Sizzix die cuts I talked about, and holiday greens, I think. So we've got a bit of holly leaf and that. So I've just used that. This again is another piece of one of my mini pages. This is the one which has the border of foliage. I've cut the foliage through the window there. So what I did was I cut this to size first of all. And you've seen me do that before, where I just hold the page and my pencil and I just mark where this needs to go. Use my ruler and just measure up there. Now I take my craft knife and I craft around the section I want to cut, and I cut it. And then I lift it up and I cut my fussy cut around the leaves there. Okay, so I do just like it going over the window a little bit. So I'm going to stick that down. We'll do that. I hope that you guys are going to have a wonderful Sunday. It is lovely and crisp here today. Just walked Abby down the road, and my dog is a fair weather dog. And because it's so cold and quite windy today, and she's got her jumper on, but she decided, no, not today. So we walked about 1 minute down the road, and she just stopped, looked at me, and I say to her, do you want to go home? And she just turns around and marches home. She doesn't want to be out in the cold. And I don't know why, because she's all warmly dressed up, but she just doesn't like it. She's in hibernation mode at the moment, I think. The dog is so funny. Right, just checking. Right, we get that there, move this just a little bit over, I think. Okay, so there we go. We've got that one done as well, and that's going to stick on the window. Yeah, loving that. Do love a little peek over the window there. Then I've just taken, as I said, these die cuts. Now today I have stuck down most of the die cuts because it takes such a long time, and I just decided, no, I'm not going to show you how I glue die cuts down. I'll do it once and that's it. You know how to do this anyway. So yeah, this glue is the right glue for this, in my opinion, because of the nice fine nozzle. So, you know, you can get glue on every little tiny bit. And I do think it's the way to go. So we're going to just get that. Oops. No. Goodness for loads of fingers. Right, so there we go. We've got that one there just peeking out like it looks like it's part of it. And then these lovely little holly leaves as well. And I've cut this out of a scrappy bit of green paper that I had. Now, people ask me often, do I use cardstock? This piece, I've used cardstock. The other, I use on the same paper that I print on. So that's 160 GSM if you live in the Europe side of things, or it is 60-pound weight, so it works perfectly for me. That's what I do. I don't go and buy cardstock because my machine is quite happy with the 160, and you know, I use that. So there we go, that's what I do. Right, I've got that one sorted. I'm happy with that. Now if I flap that out, I've just got a basic page here, which is part of that freebie that I had in my Facebook group, and I need to be mindful this time of the edge here. So I'm going to do that first, and why I'm saying that is because I don't want to really glue that up too much. It's easy enough to get it undone with your bone folder, but you know, why put yourself through it? So I'm just leaving the gap there, and hopefully I won't have to do that with the first one. So we just use this and it does the job. Now you can stitch around this and you can do lots more to it, but you'll see I've got a lot more going on here, so this is all I'm doing with this. I might stick a little snowflake on this one in a minute as well, just to give it a bit of detail. All right, so we've got that there. Let's just look in here. These are all the die cuts that I cut out. Let's think, do I want a pink one or do I want a, yeah, let's just use this pink one. What is this? I think I'll go with this one. This one's fine. So we'll just put that there. Let's just make sure I've got that the right way. Yeah, I'm going to put it at the top over here just to give it a little bit of, maybe I want a little green bit as well. Let's see if I got one of the small green bits or have I used them all. Need to cut some more out, I think. I had some nice little ones and I thought I don't have any of the nice little ones anymore, but we've got a little holly bit here, so let's try that then. So this is just from the dotted paper. Do I want to do that? Yeah, why not? I mean, they're not really holly bits, but it's settling on a holly bush. Let's just think, you know, the probability is likely, so it can work. It's not far-fetched. Okay, so we'll just stick that there and we'll stick this on top. All right, so again, great for doing this with a nozzle from this art glitter glue. Just gives out the right amount. Now I will say, I was saying this to somebody the other day, that although this looks small and this is only 60 ml, 2 fluid ounces, this does last a long time, and it's because how much you use, which is very little. Okay, so we've got those two done. There we go. I'm going to have to just wipe my little window there a little bit. Okay, so those two are done. So we'll get to the bigger one now. Now the flap for this one is on the left, as I said. Let's just throw that in there. Now what I'm going to do here is, I've got a couple of goodies. I've got a little piece of lace. I've taken one of my sentiments and I've backed it onto some glitter paper. So that just, because it said never lose your sparkle, I wanted it to sparkle. And then I've taken again the other piece of this paper here, actually a mini page, and I've stuck it on here. All right, so and then you can see I've put a little bit of a glitter frond there and one of the skeleton leaves just to pretty it up a little bit. Okay, so we're going to stick that on here, but before I do that I need to go, and you can at this point stick this down, but I prefer just to stitch across here. I don't want it to show on the top of this, so I like to do it before, and that's then I then will cut this edge, because this is going to fall off. Oh no, it won't. So let's do that then. So I thought it would fold off, that's why I didn't do it. So I'm going to take a little sliver here, really tiny, and just cut carefully if you're using a craft knife. Okay, there we go. So there we go, we've got this panel loose now. Now if you were going to glue, this would be the time to mark your line and put your glue on. All right, but as I said, I am going to just sew there quickly. So let me do that and I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, so you can see I've just sewn across there. Now we have these two bits over here. All right, now what I want to do is I want to take this bit and I'm going to stick this on the top here like that. Yeah, now I have got this bit open, so I probably will end up just stitching around there. You can glue it. The reason I'm stitching mine in this case is because I find that when you glue it, your tags need to be narrower, because the glue tends, even though it's very little, it does spread out a slight amount. So I'm getting the maximum coverage here for my tags, which is just, you know, And then I'll have these two tag spots over here, oh, pockets, that's the word, pockets over there. So let's just stick this down quickly. Now you could, if you wanted to, you could actually stitch that on now if you liked, as well. I'm not going to do it, but you can do before you stick this down on there if you're going for a stitch look. So yeah, I'm just going to use this little bit of pink glitter. We'll put that down. Let's find the right spot. I think don't want to catch the top of that leaf, so I'm just trying to get that pretty straight. Good sentiment to remember too. Okay, so that's all right. Now we want to get our lace down, so I'm going to have it just not totally out. I think that's about enough there. And because I'll end up stitching over there, I'm going to just put it further up, the glue, like that. And then we can just put our little lacy bit on there. And that was fine. I'm quite happy with that. Let's just move it over a bit. There we go. And before I put the other bit on, I think I'll just take my scissors and just trim that nice and straight. There we go. Alright, so I got that done. Right, so there's that. Happy with that. Now I'm going to take this bit and quickly glue it down. And there we have it. Right, I haven't gone right to the edge, as I said, except on this side, because I will be stitching, so you can see it's still a bit loose there, but that's absolutely fine. If you aren't going to stitch, then just glue right to the edge there. All right, okay, let me just go and do a stitch on those three sides there. Don't stitch across here, that's where your pockets are. And I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I'm back again, and I've just stitched across those sides. We've still got our pocket there and our pocket there, so there we go. Now there we go, we've got that side there. We're going to stick on some of this pink polka dot paper. It's my fave, love it. We are going to do that, but what we want to do there is we want to put some bits on with regards to these other flaps. Okay, so on this side I need to have this one down here, I need to have this one down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it to this paper first. So we're going to open up the flap here. This one has got a little strip. I'm going to just put some more glue on there. And the trick with this is not to buff it up too close to the edge. So let's just get that like that. We want to get it flat, so I'm going to drop it just so that I can see how I want to get that. So I think it's about there. That's right. Hopefully that's right. Yes, that was a stroke alike. So we've got that one, and then we want to do the same with this one. Okay, now they will lap over, but that's all right. As long as they don't exceed the top of this paper, you're okay. So let's just hold that down like that. We can take this off. We'll just line that up slightly more. Let me just... There we go. I just want to make sure it's level. And then we can just put our glue on there. All right, and then we can fold that down. Okay, right. So we've got those two flapping in and out now with our writing spaces. So I'm happy with that. However you want to flap them over, if it's that way or that way, it doesn't really make any difference, but I'm going to go with that way. All right, so there we go. And now just with your bone folder, just take your bone folder and run it over the seam there, so it's going to line nice and flat. All right, here we go. Now we want to make sure this is in the upright position, and we're going to open that up, and now we're going to stick this down onto the back here. like that. Okay, and again, you don't want to hamper this edge here. All right, okay, now we're going to be mindful of that section there. So that will be on this side. So I want to do the glue right close to the edge here. Like that, I think. I'm just checking all the corners, making sure that that's how I want it. Right, we can open these up now and then just run our hands over that there. And this is a great writing space as well. All right, so we'll put that one down and that one over. Okay, and now with your flap over here, just get that nice and flat as well. All right, so you can see I've buffed that up with the edge so it's not sticking out from the edge there or over the top there or anywhere else for that matter. All right, and then I've just taken the flap and made sure that that's going to lie nice and flat too. Okay, I know it might seem like it's getting complicated now, so I'm sorry for that. Okay, so that little component is just about done. We've just got little bits that need to go in there, and we'll do that. Now, I want to start sorting out the next little bit. So I'm going to grab the book. Okay, now on this side, what I've done is I have a little piece of paper, which I've taken from the backing papers. I've torn it. And I have stitched around here. You don't have to tear it and you don't have to stitch around it, but the size of this paper, I'm not going to give you a measurement because people have A4, they have US letter, but all I want you to do is be mindful of the fold line. So that's where that is, and you can see that I've got about a 1/4 of an inch pretty much on most sides here. Okay, so that's what I've done. I'm going to stick this down completely in a moment. As long as you don't get it completely into the fold line, which I haven't, I'm going to stick this down right over here now. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, and now what I've done is I have got another piece. I've taken this background page and I have decorated this up because it was very fiddly. And I didn't want to waste your Sunday afternoon. So I've taken a piece. Now this is, as you can see, it's smaller than this bit over here. And I'll give you some rough ideas of the measurements. Now, lengthways, I think it's about 7 inches. Yes, it's 7 inches, which I said to you was, what was that, 17.5 centimeters in length. And this way, it is 9 centimeters. And that is 3.5 inches. All right, so that's what I've done. Now you can see it's slightly shorter on those sides, and that's fine. It's just for the visual effect. Now that piece of paper is one of the backing pages. I've stuck a piece of lace down there, and if you have a look, I've stuck 4 different bits from my die cuts. So these are from the garden greens and holiday greens. That's from backing pages that I have from the kit, and these are just others. That's glitter paper. I've stuck a little snowflake at the top there and another one on top with glitter, and then I've got sprinkle with happiness. So that's what we've done there. Just saved me a lot of time and length in video because I know you know how to stick things down. All right, so I'm going to now stick this on 3 sides, and we're going to have a pocket here. So let's do that. This is the side I don't want glue on, so I'm going to be quite mindful. Now again, you could have stitched this to this page here before you stuck it down if you wanted to do that. I did think about it and I thought, no, I better just show you how to do it. Right, so there we go. I'm going to put this glue down. There we go. I think that's pretty good with the gluing. And now we'll just get this. And I'm going to just make sure that it's not quite over that stitch line there. And it's going to look like this. So we've got ourselves another little pocket here. I think on Christmas you have a lot of photos, a lot of messages, a lot of things you keep. I like to keep the tags and that I get from people on gifts. So, you know, this is a great place to store that kind of stuff. So there we go. Right, now we want to come over to this page over here. And what I've got here is, just sort out all my stuff, is I've taken one of my mini pages and I am going to stick this down over here like that. I want to line it up with these two here, and I'm mindful of the middle of the page as well. All right, so I'm going to do that, but I want this to go onto the top of this. Okay, so you can see it's all coming together, and I want to put again a pocket down here. So before we stick this down, let's just do a bit here. So what I've got is, I've got a double sheet of vellum here, just the size of this piece of paper. Let me give you the size of this piece of paper. Now it's 7 inches that way, which is 17.5 centimeters. So that's 7 inches. And the width of this is just short of 5 inches. So 12.5 centimeters. Okay, so that's what that is. And then this is the width, and I think it's 2.5 inches. I've cut it double because this is only 100 GSM, and I like to reinforce the top there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stitch this on here quickly, and I'll be back here, guys. Okay, so that's all done. I've stitched all around. I've got a double layer here now, so this is unlikely to tear, and I always worry about that. So then I've just cut out of like rose gold glitter, and one of the little greener pieces, the smaller ones that I was looking for earlier. I'm going to stick those down over there. All right, so just prettying it up a little bit. You could put anything on here. The other thing that would look quite nice on here would be one of the stamps from the kit. So that could look quite good too. So I might find one in a minute. I think it's just there in the tray. So yeah, we've got that there. And then in my little tray, I'm just thinking, I've got these stamps. Should I add one? I think I am going to add one. I'm going to add this one here. I think I'm going to add this one here. We've got a little stamp. Going to just, now this would look great on tea stain paper back on the back of it. I want to just see if I put that over there, and then I sort of just angle it. Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. I heard you all shouting. Thank you. You give me great guidance, and I really do appreciate it. Okay, how was it again? Was it a bit like this? So we'll stick that down. Yeah, and then you said that one needs to go over. Thank you. Right. There we go. So I love these small ones. These holiday ones are beautiful. And I used them last year, and I'm glad I did. Right, so we've got our little pocket, our vellum pocket decorated up there. Okay, we're close to the end. Right, now, again, we want to tuck our tagged flap underneath here like that. So I'm going to just get some glue onto this flap here. So be mindful that that's the right way. And then we want to just get not too close to the edge, like I just did at the top there. Let's just get this stuck down. Okay, so we want to line it up, and again, not too close to the edge. So it's probably easier if I lift this up and just line it up there and there. I want to lie it flat, so I want to get that flat. And I think that's correct. I hope it is. Let's just see. Yeah, it looks right. Okay, that looks great. Right, and that's going to lie nice and flat. I just want to take my Just dull this down a bit. The white of the ivory, I should say, over there. Okay, so that's looking great. Right, we are on the home straight. Now we're going to stick that over here, and again we want to just line these two up here. I'm not going to go too close. My fold line is there, so that's all right. Keep it further away, but that's great. Right, let's get this down. I think I'm going to be not so brave now, so I'm going to go with my Fabri-Tac, and I say that because I want to line this up, and I know with my art glitter glue this just gives me a few more seconds. This is my Fabri-Tac, so yeah, I'm not feeling so brave today, just in case I'm not looking straight or something. This is just going to give me that little bit of courage, confidence, just in case I make a mistake, you know, because we are filming, and you know, I don't want to have to make it all again. Yeah. Okay, so we've got that all. Got it all. Make sure you get it close to the edges here. The moment of truth. Hold your breath. Right, got it underneath. Got it over here. Let's do it. Right, so you've got to be mindful of quite a few things now. There. I think that's looking all right. And it's looking all right here. And I've got another project underneath, so let's open that up and sort of just press it with our hands. That's better. Yeah. And over here as well. Okay, I think that's lining up nicely. Yeah. And that's going to lie nice and flat. Oh, it's looking exciting. I'm happy. Right. Looks good. You can always put on your clamps if you want, you know, just to hold those things in place for a little bit while you are busy. We'll do that just for a sec. I think this is all looking great. Okay, let's go and decorate a few things up here now. So what have I done? What have I done? Right, I've got one of my little Christmas postcards. I've backed that onto the same paper because I love writing on that. Okay, so that's what I've got there. I'm going to stick that in. Stick that in there. And then I've got this little one, which is beautiful. I've put on that beautiful champagne color ribbon. It's got a little tag there. And the other one, I'm going to stick this in the side too. So let's just make this one higher. There we go, and that one a little bit lower. And then just one of these, it was also part of the kit. It was on with these little girls as well, which we'll be using in another section. So I'm going to just let the ribbon stick out at the top there. Okay, so I've got some bits in that side. And then on this side, we can undo this. Put those up there, and we can open this up. Hopefully you can all see what I'm doing. Now over here I've taken the edge of one of the pieces that I was cutting. I think it was for one of the cards, and I used this from one of my mini pages. I've just put again on some of that paper to make a lovely card, a little bit in there and a little ribbon. So I'm going to tuck that into this bit over here like that. And then I'm using these two little girls, which again I've backed, which are so cute, and I'm going to just tuck those in there. So, you know, we always have photographs and things, so it's always great to do that. And then I've got all the cards to go in. So these are going to be the two tag cards, yeah, and these are from those mini pages I've been talking about. So they're going to go onto the other side. Then this and this are going to go into these pockets here. So I think this one goes into this one. And then, yes. I knew this was going to happen. We were going to have to just loosen it on the side here, which is fine. Thank goodness for bone folders. So we want to just put that in there. There we go. What have I done? Right, let's put that in there. There we go. Just got the roses sticking out, and then this one is going to go into the top one here. So that one will go into there. Okay, so we've got that sorted, we've got that sorted. All right, and here are these little cards that I did from the mini pages as well. So the little bits that were left over. So that's going to go into that pocket there. And this one will go into this pocket here. There we go. All right, so we can close that now. And you can see it's not too bad. Not too bad, but it is our center spread. That's the other side we did before, which I love. All right, so that's our little project today. I hope that you've enjoyed that. Lots of places to write and little hidey spots and everything. A nice center spread that could work with any theme in any journal. So go and give it a go. I'd love to see how yours turns out. And yeah, it's a lovely day for having a nice Sunday roast dinner, which is exactly what I'm going to go and do now. I've got all the kids coming round, and that's what we're going to be having. So thank you for spending time with me this morning. I hope that you enjoy having a go at this, and I look forward to hearing your comments. Leave a like, subscribe if you've liked what you've seen today, and I'd love to see you again here soon. Going to keep warm, and if you're in the southern suburbs, enjoy the lovely weather that we are not having, although I love the cold as well. So thank you, everyone. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.